from Maxwell, we got that.
It looked pretty slick on the way down too, I drove slow.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everybody. Blanche is at a Mako meeting. So just Paul and Miranda and I. And we'll go ahead right to the board minutes for February 18th.
Motion to accept the board minutes.
I second it. Any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we'll go to correspondence.
Big pile, did it?
Yeah. From the minutes for the, I guess
It wasn't there. I ain't said right here, so I'm over it.
sit there and hand it to you.
Okay.
First one from the minutes for the Valley Cemetery, January 21st, 2025. There's no action to be took on that one. They're just getting bids for lawnmower. They do their own, they do a good job, so.
I'll file them, Sarah, too. But yeah.
Next one from Senator Becky Beard. She was in that day and talked to us, and then she was asking if we wanted to sit down with her again. She's looking into that House Bill 369. And they're having a luncheon, looks like tomorrow at the Mako luncheon at the Capitol. So I guess that we'll just wait to hear back from her and see what, becomes of what that call goes. Kind of hard to put her on the agenda when, we don't know nothing yet.
Right.
The next one from Jackie Bolster on the disaster recovery preparedness. This is just keeping us all up on, as winter ends and flood season approaches, here are some steps you can take. She's giving us information, and we'll talk to her today anyway, so. There's a little thing on the back of the disaster damage report that DES puts out. It's pretty cool. Just a couple, and if you take pictures and that, you can send in the, if something really goes. But right now, I think we're good. Next one from RDO, Ryan Clark, hosting dinners on both Monday and Tuesday at Mako next week. Would enjoy to see us there. I don't know who's all going yet or not, so it's on that. It's pretty much a kind of a sales pitch, and it's pretty cool to see some of the new equipment and stuff. Next one's from Commissioner James Brown, and this is on the Montana Commissioner of Securities and Insurance, James Brown, who's resident prepare for flood. I think we pretty much have. I've been talking to the mayors, or one mayor, Mayor Leeper, and that everything's looking pretty good. The next one is from Burke. And this is on the maximum flood report dash on 3 Flint Creek Hydro Project. This will be some of the day when it gets on, and we'll talk to him about it. This come from Douglas Financial. And it has another thing on the back about policy and transition webinar. Next one's from, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it's on the invitation to the CFR 227 state and local officials webinar, public health policy. And it's on foreign relations. Is this one that they're talking about, the helping communities protect against cyber threats? Is this the one that
Oh,
Butch Freedy, I
yes.
told you?
Yeah.
And I didn't know, I think we already have that protection through another outfit, so
I think that's Sarah maybe, but
I guess if we needed to call and find out, that'd be something. Seemed like they had something that was coming up right away, so. But we already go through once.
GIS and she
Yeah,
has some, yeah.
This is just kind of another pitch, that they might be able to do it better.
Okay, I'll look into that. Listen.
Okay, the next one's on the gas tax. And this has to be before March 14th. We need to put this on the agenda for next week and open up the maps and look and see the current mileage of off system is 717. And it looks like it went up a little bit more, but we gotta go through the maps and look where any two-wheel vehicle can go in on public access, not if we knew where road is, but
In the maps.
the last few years that they've already, we just signed it over to them and we get that money, so. But we definitely need to put this on for next week and go over it. That's pretty much for the correspondence, any public comment? Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Just going back to that correspondence from the CFR. It says register or decline. Are you going to register or are you going to decline? That's for the webinar for Thursday, the 27th. Do you know who they are?
I thought you're still talking. Yeah. One about I can't say her, I don't know how to say her name. And it's on Thursday, the 27th from 3 to 4, we can zoom in, right?
That's right. It's addressed to you. Has to do with public health.
I'm gonna talk to Jackie on some of this and figure out, and then maybe her and I can sit there in her office and go over this. I haven't talked to her yet, though. I will get a hold of her today and then I can let you know.
Jackie,
Jackie,
what does she have to do with public health?
she's in the public health. And then I can get on the Zoom down there, cause I have a hard time getting on Zoom on my phone, if that's okay.
Oh, so you're going to attend?
Yeah.
With the help of Jackie Bolster?
Yeah, is that fine?
Okay. And then could you give a report next week? What happened? I'd appreciate that.
You can get on Zoom too if you want.
No,
I
it
mean-
doesn't. It's to state and local officials.
Right.
I would love to, but I'm not a state or local official.
Right. Okay, today I'll talk to Miranda after we're done here and see how we can, maybe I can get it into my phone. I got a new phone, I'm trying to get my or not web, but email set up too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And Miranda can help you with it. You know, she's the administrator and she knows how to handle the Zoom. You can do it in the office. Just a suggestion.
I told you that I was gonna talk to her after the meeting.
Miranda? Okay, thank you.
Hey. Righty, is there any public comment? Do you need a microwave for your calving shed?
No, I'm good.
You sure? Milk up.
Got a lot of them hanging around here.
One. Sick from the 70s. Huh, takes like.
Lights dim when you turn it on.
Takes like a second sitting next to.
All kinds of goodies out there.
Mhm. They need to move faster.
Yeah, we need to figure out. Give it another week or something, if nobody's gotta get it out of there, it's just getting to be a big cluster.
Yeah.
Give it away to them, I don't know if the museum wants it.
That desk, or
I
The desk has to stay here.
mean, it's stuff that,
And that desk too, I'm gonna get rid of.
this
You
here.
want it?
what, that one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like that, that's just a, yeah.
It's just taking up space.
It's- Movie ball.
Howdy,
Well, yeah,
good, how are you?
good.
You could use that other deal for a filing cabinet, it's just
Yeah.
a store for whatever paper.
You should take that out of your cabinet and lay your needles in
There you
there.
go.
And get it perfect for you.
Paul needs some stuff, you need some stuff.
Yeah, would you take that
Come on.
microwave on the hill for Munster?
That could be like a bolt, that could be a bolt bin for the shop.
Yeah, small bowl.
Small bolt.
Yeah, real small. Like for eyeglasses, I was gabbing them,
Busy,
yeah,
tired. It's not going too bad.
boy, she turned from pretty good to pretty goddamn nice.
Ooh, that coming up candy slick. I was looking at them elk on there, wow. Where's any public comment?
Well, tomorrow we're supposed to be pushing 50 again.
I had 55 yesterday, wasn't that what we said? 54
Yeah, pretty
high down there.
Spring fever, but it's just a trick.
Something gonna happen.
March is still coming.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think a lot of this is going in the ground though, there's not a lot of runoff.
No, they're not, it's no fun, just being out. Couple of always got rid of it. Yeah, it's just.
We have a couple more minutes and we'll go into Paul. Yeah, the only place is this where that hog fence is, guy just, remember a few years ago, we were gonna have him move that back a little bit, we haven't. come across the road down there by Verlinix a little bit, but it's just that ice built up where it always does a low spot. It's all good. Yeah, I think a lot of it's going in the ground.
Yeah, so I don't have very much water running through the lots, it's just, you know,
That's good.
everywhere where you drove, there's frost in the ground or something, you know, it's never running there, but like out in the meadows and stuff, it's just. Nothing's coming yet,
That's pretty handy.
yeah.
All right, well, is there any public comment? And then we'll move ahead and go ahead into the weekly report with Paul.
We're just throwing sand and punching holes and berms and doing what we can do, you know, there's a little bit of water, we are getting run down the road, we're getting everything opened up, so it doesn't run from one end to the other. That's kind of about it, we're trying to get sand on everything, so that while the weather's hot, it'll bust all the roads open.
Right.
And blading everything we can, you know, but there's only so much you can do with blips back and forth. Big issues are all kind of just been gradually just going down all at the same time. Flooding.
You get Max Bill weaned at all?
What's that?
Were you gonna wean Maxville at all? Does it need it?
We did,
You did already?
yeah.
Looks
We
good.
kicked it back best we could. Yeah, we're, right now they're down putting a tire on the grader at Rock Creek. Then we're gonna go on the lower Rock Creek,
Oh,
get that to top end of that all kicked back and Gillespie, and them are the only roads left. Other than, he finished, Willow Creek yesterday, and he started, he made it down to kind of by, not quite so stony,
oh, okay.
heading down that way, but I'm gonna turn him and have him go across the bus route to get that all opened up, because that road will actually dry out,
Yeah,
you know. So we're trying to get that thing, just because of the buses, it'll get kind of cleared up a little bit better.
yeah, it was breaking up pretty good the other day.
Yeah. There's somebody and she was pretty sloshy.
Yeah.
I made sure Jake was out there well before the boss, and a lot of it, of course, from Sunday at noon until in the morning it was gone.
Yeah.
If you leave it, the phone call ring, you don't want that ring.
I brought it up to Paul, I think we better get in the paper about gravel. What we're gonna do this year and where, maybe next week we can kind of have an idea where we might want and see how much we're gonna get. And we need to start getting on that, it's not gonna be very long, it's gonna be here and then.
Well, we should at least get a bid so we know what we're up, what we're up
That's
against.
what he's talking about, and maybe put the bids in again for equipment in case, not saying we're gonna hire somebody, but it's just to have it just in case.
Yeah.
Emergency.
Well, that's we usually do it first of the year and then.
Yeah.
If we use somebody, we use somebody, if we don't, you know.
Right.
We
At
definitely,
least you got a list to pull from, in case something.
definitely gotta get on that gravel deal, cause I mean, there's stuff down up here and down there, we promised, you know, that every year we're gonna try to do a little more, so. See how much and see what we got. Maybe next week, kind of give us heads up and then we can get that in and get it bidded right away.
And we don't, at this time, we don't have one, not even a dump truck load of gravel. But that's,
Any public comment on that stuff?
they're checking the motor out on that truck, we've got it tipped over, so, you know, something. On that for sure by next week and kind of get rolling on it. It's never gonna be fixed until
Right.
the spring. That's for sure.
Did you hear back from Blackfoot then, where they gotta do them two bills different?
No, they've sent them off. The Sarah and them did, but we haven't got paid yet, but they'll be paying us.
And I just checked on it, just thought about it.
Yeah, they had to split them. We sent them one bill and they had to split them, so the blade was separate from the
Right.
oil. We know they'll be paid before anybody started again.
I see a few of their lines got hit down there on the state, it's, you know.
When blades go by winging, hell, there's no choice.
Yeah. You don't know where they're at.
No, they're under the, I mean, they're just stop sticking out, they're
Laying on the ground.
gonna get wounded. It's to it.
Yeah, I've seen where a couple ranchers have pulled them up on the end of their lanes.
I'm sure they expect all that. They need to put on where all the boxes and stuff are, they need to have them. They're flagging most of them, they got them,
Yeah.
all like that, but like, for some reason, them stupid things track cows. It's crazy, but they're like going up Donkelberg, where they got them put on, they're not. They don't have them fenced around. Cows are just smash tail. I don't know whether they just must be itching themselves on or what.
Oh, and then high vis, our guys probably need to start wearing high vis. Or that.
Yeah, they got biz, but. You know, they don't work with. So,
Yeah, I just gotta start having them wear them, get stuff back again, so. It's gonna be mandatory, they'll have to wear them when they get out, they have
yeah,
to.
Might as well wear them all the time, just, you know.
the only way you can wear them really, cause you never put them on when you bail out, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No.
and in the summertime, I'm sure they got high vis, just t-shirts, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't have to wear the vests or anything.
Yeah, and then we'll have to order much more because, you know, they're
Oh, yeah, they were
only
good for a
good for
year.
so long.
Yeah, maybe.
Just need to get them,
I'll get some more ordered,
sooner the better.
yeah. Other than that, not much going on, Tom's quiet,
Which is good though.
but that is good.
Bloody.
Yeah, really good. So far, looks like we're gonna have more than plenty of sand, so that's good. Nice to have 300-400 extra yards of bleach, you know.
Much maybe on him.
The damn stuff that gets in them tanks and plugs all the fittings, and you have a hell of a time with it in the spring. We've had something here a couple of years ago, we just had to put the water truck up backwards to it, dilute it, pump it all in. And so if we had anything extra, we've shot it on our sand, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. But. Yeah, I just didn't know if you guys stored it or not.
No,
You know how much it's gonna go up, didn't you think it was gonna go up again?
it'll go, I think everything's going up, well, everything goes up every year, so.
Yeah.
We go through a hell of a lot of mag and a ton of Durapatch oil. You know, as you can see on the budgets, there's just, we're over on that stuff, there's nothing to do about it, I guess, just gonna have to make it a little bigger next year, line item if it's possible and what's not.
I think that Megan Spirit Road really helps the hours of blading that,
Oh, God, yeah,
once it sets up, you know, it's like,
yeah,
it's almost like concrete.
or it just makes such, like that Boston Road out there, you know, it made that road so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you need blade it once, or, you know, every now and then, just kind of
Moving around,
move around.
boy, if you don't stay up on that mag,
Yeah.
you go right back to ground zero. We got a lot in there now, and it's pretty good to keep it up.
Yeah.
It's expensive, there's no question about it, but if you offset that with your blade time and,
Where
All the rest of
that
the stuff.
Wage, yeah.
you know, that makes a hell of a difference.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't have much, any public comment?
So I'm gonna order some signs. I gotta get a few signs coming, was Jackie needing signs or no, or
Don't know if she's coming today, I won't know till she's here.
Okay.
Some of them, she had to look it up again, some of them will work, but some won't, they gotta have other stuff on, but she's looking into it this morning. The plate's pretty full yesterday, so.
Yeah, no big deal. You think about it, sign it. You feel we need or whatever, let me know, I'm gonna be ordering them. We're pretty good shape, we just need some street
She
signs
actually,
and
no, she's
things
not,
like that.
usually she's listening.
She'll have it handled or she'll call. That's one thing for sure about her.
Need to get on that, especially for that bird stuff. 'Cause we gotta talk to them today.
Yeah, well, like I say, just let me know. We just gotta get a few more corner signs and some stuff like that. I don't know what aggravates you, put them signs up and the next thing it's full.
A lot of them are right in line of houses and that too, I mean, it.
Yeah, it must be a pretty good shot.
I don't know what's going, don't put none by my house, please.
Yeah, they'll be at me.
Just getting it back from when you were a kid.
Right. We use beer bottles, huh? I get it. They're non-maintained signs. They just get blown out all the time. But God, you gotta have mom. That's what it is.
Is that Northwestern, the one across in front of Lacey's house there? That's it there, I ran into Adam yesterday.
Yeah,
They were wondering if I could put something in, I said probably not till this spring.
can't count on it, will spring. No, and then they'll have to fix that road. Well, we'll fix it, but they'll have to fix that road.
And that's Northwest.
Far apart, right through the asphalt.
Starting to sink some.
I figured old Charlie would be calling pretty soon. Runs 100 logging trucks up there to a shop. Bang, 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 bang. Which has gotta get fixed, but there's certainly nothing we can do with it now.
Gail's on, do you have anything for Paul, Gail?
Good morning. No, just, we have a little station set up with sand and sandbags down across from public health. So if we've put it on our website and put posters up and stuff, so notices up. So if something comes about, I guess, then we'll have to give you a call if we need to. The ditches haven't really even started running yet down through Drummond, so.
Any luck?
But yeah, other than that, we're good to go.
I guess I'd ask it as long as he was here, just.
Yeah, no, I think I usually give Paul a call if I need something and try to go from that route. So I think we're all right.
Anything else, Paul?
No, that's all I got.
All right, well, thanks, tell the guys, good job,
Take your envelopes.
yeah. Don't
Get
forget.
it now. All right, we'll see you later.
Thanks,
See
yeah.
you, Paul.
All right, we'll go into the next part, the flood preparation, but we just kind of talked about it right now, and I think we're pretty good, don't you, Gail?
Yeah, it seems to be soaking into the ground more so than running off. And we removed, I don't know how many yards of snow and put it out at the park. So, we still have some piles around, but you can't take it all out. So I think we're okay. And Brandon from the Montana Department of Transportation out here, he's been working with us really well and stuff too. So I think we're okay.
Okay. Any public comment for Mayor Reaper? Oh, see none. Yeah, that's kind of all. I just want to make sure we was all on the same page in case you needed anything that we could.
Yeah, no, we'll usually just call and, or send a text and see what can be done. So I think we're good.
All right, well, thank you.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Have a good day, you guys.
You
You
too.
too, Gail.
Thanks.
Oh, we got a few minutes here. Going right through it anyway. Going in today? I thought he was.
I heard otherwise.
We can go off, cause we already talked to the mayor and that. We'll go off for about 15 minutes on the personnel. And there's a couple of little things I need to bring up. Please. Alrighty, we're back on. We had a personnel matter. We went off for a few minutes. We'll go ahead into the dam tenders report. It's come up some more. Last week it was 9.24. This week it's 9.12, and that's at 15, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's coming up even, and we up the outflow. I drove up around there, I had a couple, or one person called, there was a couple slides, but it wasn't even close to the dam, it was on the main highway one there, so didn't have nothing to do with us, so.
Come up with 10.
You damn glass, I should be able to trip them.
I know.
I'm like Google.
Probably just leave it at 15 and see what next week is.
Yeah, see what it's starting,
We're gonna cool down today and then
that's what
we're
I'm.
back up to the 50s all week.
So, I don't know if we, like you did last time, Blaine, maybe we can email all of them and just say that next week we might be thinking about jumping it up another
I
5.
have to, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Just to get them on the,
thinking about it.
yeah, just cause if we get up in the 50s again, it's gonna start coming. Silver Lake still got a lot and back up in there. Peters and Meadows is sitting pretty good.
Yeah.
Is anyone on today?
No, I just thought maybe if we could email everybody
Yeah.
and that way we're a week
Alright.
ahead and just.
Yeah.
If
Okay,
it comes, it's gonna come fast.
Mhm.
yeah.
All right, any public comment on the dam tenders report and stuff? We'll leave it at the same and we'll just move ahead. I don't think we have to have a motion, just leaving it as is. We're not changing it or nothing.
Yeah,
Sometimes we have, I guess we could make a motion that we're just gonna get a hold of the agencies and leave as is and see what
Yeah, that'd be
happens
good.
next week.
yeah.
Alright, motion to get a hold of the agencies, so maybe bump it up next week.
I second it. Public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving right ahead, oh, we got a few minutes here, this, probably have some public on this one. Signed a change order yesterday for 1,300. I could,
Yeah.
for a heater, for the elevator, they had a change.
It's
order.
not signed yet.
She got a hold and it has, it needed to get it.
No.
Beside that. Yeah, no.
Like
Docu
different
sign,
type
their
of heater
docu
or
sign.
just One that they,
Yeah, one
Missed.
upstairs there, they put in a heater there and it was
Wall heaters and wiring.
good. They're doing everything at one time instead of, you know, when they get
Yeah.
done and come back, oh, we need to do
Yeah.
this and then it costs us double.
Yeah. They do, TCS is doing a
I
great
think they're
job.
doing-
man.
They're good to work with.
Yeah, they are. And, yeah, Ryan Covington's a good. He's a good guy, yeah, good.
Have we
Good
ever,
worker.
we should ask them, if we see them today, if they've ever looked at like them windows down there at the, with this water running down the bricks there at the FEP office in Drummond, and then we're gonna have them look at something else up here, I can't remember.
Yeah,
What was
I'm sure up here,
just Scott, you just signed it.
Well, I
You
just
wanna-
signed it on mine, but
Let's
you
see
don't
it around
working.
that? Yeah,
So,
you had his number, we got 15 minutes, I mean, we can talk.
or I'll walk up there and see if he's around.
we should.
I
It says
think
that
he
EDOC
come
isn't
to
working.
his office, so.
For the change order.
So, meeting with Jeremiah, like in, like March or April or something?
Yeah, cause then if maybe put on there, and he could look, if we're gonna meet with him, in case we need to be on for longer, that we need to run out and do a site
Yeah.
visit or something.
Yeah.
Get Paul,
Yeah,
Paul to bring up the bridges that he's really thinking about, and just say if it was down the other end, Gold Coin, that we can meet down
Alright.
there, meet Jeremiah Common, and
they may wanna do a site visit.
it's gonna be a while till we get some snow off and out of the way, so we can actually get down below and look.
Well, should I say April or May then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then that way, that's the thing, then that way, then we can start looking, kind of get a cost and figure out what, you know, where to get.
Or what we can do and what we can't do.
It's just hard to say, well, we're gonna do this, but when we don't know, or how much it's gonna cost, and it comes back twice as much.
And it's just those two, right? There's no other ones.
Well,
Cause that
Yeah.
gold coin, you know, they're starting to build up in there more and stuff too, and that's narrow and it's. But they had it looked at and the weight thing was good on it, so,
Structurally.
yeah.
Well, Henderson Creek's pretty good, good bridge.
Thinking there was somewhere else that. Oh, up top of Rock Creek, the lower Rock Creek, not Brewster.
Ranch.
No,
he done some work on Stony, does it need more? work?
Stony.
Stony, should I put that in here, so you know?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, Stoney's Bridge out here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was, I don't know, we need to ask Paul, I should talk text him and make sure that he kind of starts looking and thinking about which bridge he wants, right? And that day that we have, he can come with us.
Ross Fork, that's a cement one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, yeah. But I think it'd be good to have Paul right there too, cause he's the
Yeah.
one that sees it all the time. Bring out stuff and go from there, I guess. You find out where your kid's going?
Yeah, Bakersfield, California,
Oh,
Bodie's going,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, mission,
cool.
so Never been to Bakersfield. Probably worse places to go.
I know there was a boom a while ago, I know it was a big construction boom.
Oh, is there?
And like that very best.
Yeah, we went down there on a fire, Bakersfield.
Yeah,
Did it? It's like 460,000 people, but
oh, really?
that area also covers like even to the, like county just north of Orange County, so there'll be some population there.
Does he know who he goes with, or is that just a
No,
brief?
yeah. Rotate around every couple months, yeah,
Oh, so they don't have the same.
yeah,
Is it a full year?
2 years.
2 years?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Ben's been out,
I
I
saw
think I'm
Ben
on
at
October,
football.
yeah. Well, yeah, he'll be awesome.
Hmm.
Not
When-
soon enough.
Where did he go, Ben?
Philadelphia,
Oh, really?
yeah. He's been in North Philly for a long time now, in, Morristown, New Jersey, Burlington.
Hmm.
We're gonna go, when he gets back, we're gonna go and visit. I've never been to Philadelphia.
That'll be
I
See,
cool.
the, see Liberty.
Oh, history.
But that's a heck of an highway to never get out of a 300 town or
Yeah.
300 people to get out there.
There's some areas of Philly where people are walking around like zombies on heroin.
Oh,
but,
right.
yeah, it's.
You see that in
it's,
Missoula.
Yeah, you're-
Somebody
yeah.
dressed up as an animal the other day, right there by Walmart. He's-
Did you feed him? Yeah, I was glad Philadelphia, the Eagles won because they would have burned down the city.
Yeah, they already burned down part of it anyways.
Be some weird smoke.
After they won that NFC Championship game, they greased the utility poles, or there was still some guy climbed to the top of them. I don't know why they have to do that.
Wonder what the line item isn't for the budget for the city for
Grease the pole.
polls during football season.
Yeah.
Well, then the bear couldn't spell eagle. Oh, man.
Funny.
Time to vote her out, probably.
Good. I think she tried to call me yesterday or maybe the day before.
Text
Never did
her.
call her back.
I texted her last week, just check and see how she's doing, I never heard back. I think she blocked me. She's probably, she's thinking I'm asking her something about the commissioner
Right.
stuff.
No, she was doing good. She was home here for a few days
Hmm.
there
Good.
a while ago, and then
Good for her.
I think she's coming back for whenever Titus has spring break, so
Oh, nice.
first week in March or something. She's here for a week or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was last week, yeah, I know it was.
Yeah, what day did she called me when I don't know, it was pretty busy the last couple of days at the cabin, but yeah, she called me here not too long ago. I haven't called her back yet. Basketball season is done for all of Granite County.
I've already seen that.
Well, because of the girls.
Yeah.
The girls, they're
Who
going,
do they play?
they play in Manhattan Christian,
Are they pretty good?
I think, or no. I don't have to explain, because it was either Manhattan Christian or Lincoln, whoever won last night.
No.
I don't know who won. The Drummond girls are representing the county for the divisionals.
I watched part of that game, they had it on down there and then all of a sudden it froze.
Oh, yeah. I watched them play Sealy, their opening round game or whatever, but I didn't watch the championship.
It's weird to hear them playing like Charlotte for district, and we're used to be always you meet like Charlotte in division.
Right.
I get
But then
good.
now, next year we'll go back that same way, so right, like Charlotte and all those teams will go back to 14C or whatever they are, and then we will remain our normal 13C. That's what I heard, but you never know. Oh.
Well, how many seniors are on the Drummond girls team? They're pretty low.
One?
Oh,
He was working hard up there, you guys are distracting him.
Nice thing, yes.
How are you?
Good, good. Paul, how are you today?
Dad, how about you?
Hi Miranda, how are you today?
Just a quick couple questions, it's no, have you ever had any time, I know you're not very busy, I know that.
Whacking around, you know, stuck in the.
There's a lot of daylight when I see it. You know, you work for all- Just giving me a shit. Down at that PEP office, you haven't had time to even look at that, have you?
No, I just went over that with the guys on our Monday meeting morning at the office.
Okay,
I'm gonna get something set up next week, go over there
okay,
and get everything measured out, and then they'll put numbers together for you on all of it.
alright, and then, there was something, I can't remember what the other was gonna have you.
So we're gonna do, this is where my list at with you guys right now. So they look at the ambulance, shed, the garage doors,
Yeah,
the windows at the clinical health,
Doors over here? Or-
Not-
down
oh,
in Drummond.
Oh, Drummond.
cause
Okay.
the ambulances are getting bigger and we gotta figure out how to get that, maybe one big door, take that whole middle thing, I don't know if a guy can, but we gotta figure something, cause
Let's get bigger doors in there.
Getting too wide.
Yeah,
and then all the rubber's coming off and water, I guess.
yeah,
Otherwise, we're gonna end up trying to build a new ambulance
Yeah.
somewhere.
yeah. Good point.
So yeah, that's on our to-do list. We got on there with the guys on our Monday morning
Cool.
meeting. Then the windows at the clinical health in Drummond. And then over here, getting rid of the old judge's platform downstairs in the clinical health.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a few offices around here everybody wants painted.
Yeah,
So,
Right.
Yeah,
that's what it was. I
Alright.
couldn't quite, I forgot what all, I
I
thought,
think we got like 3 offices. I think.
There's some windows and water.
that's the one down
Down
there,
there.
yeah. Cause now, when them icicles, they went in like that, they're melting, they're going in, it's running down that old brick stuff and it's going right in, I think. Where they put them in before, them, you know, I guess. I don't
The
know.
water's bad.
Mhm. But,
Carpenters anyway.
Yeah.
other than that, that's all I just thought I'd get a.
Yeah, that's where we're
Okay,
at with that stuff, so.
not good
Like
job.
I say, yeah, we got hired a new guy to, help do the bidding and project management, so
Cool,
we were kind of holding out till he started and
that's
take
fine.
him through and,
good. Who's that?
Terry. Why do I know what his last name is? His wife's the hair lady here in town.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Moreland.
Moreland.
Oh. Good.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
he's done a lot of project management.
Cool.
Washington, buying product stuff, so. We brought him on, help us out there.
Yeah, I just thought cause I forgot. See what was going on, but everything else looks good.
Yeah, the bathrooms, the women's bathrooms looking good.
The other tile there is pretty much finished up until I get some trim set, and he can finish tying some loose ends in. The plumbers will be finished up this week,
Cool.
so, yeah.
We ready to set the big elevator pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, I'm supposed to actually be doing a walkthrough with the elevator guy, he told me today, but it'll be this week sometime.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's.
Yeah, and we got 6 more pallets showed up on Friday for the elevator that nobody knew about. All those, the 6 pallets worth like 6 pallets.
Got enough room for it all?
Well,
Well, thanks, man, I appreciate
Yeah.
it, good job.
you bet.
Thanks.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna work on getting a meeting set up with you guys. Maybe next week, I don't know how busy your schedule is, but we'll touch bases.
Yeah,
And then, by then we probably do walk through on some of these bathrooms and everybody get a
cool,
good peek at them.
sounds
Okay.
good,
All right.
good job, thanks.
All right, thanks, guys.
Have a
Yes,
good
have a
day.
good day.
Righty, well, we're right on time. We'll go into the public hearing on C-PACE program, public comment and discussion decision. Any public comment? I see Carolyn Jones is on. But is
Maybe.
there any public comment on this? Or a public hearing, not comment, but a comment on the hearing? Go ahead, Carolyn. I thought I seen something move, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Good morning. Yeah, I just thought I would attend in case there's any questions that come up during the public hearing. I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, right now, the only ones that are in here is Mr. Klowski, Miranda, and Blaine.
Morning.
Good morning.
I wonder if she could, just for the minutes, like summarize the program.
Okay. Would you do that? Carolyn, just kind of give us the, oh, Elena has a comment. Sorry. Go ahead, Elena.
Yeah, this is Elena Gagliano for the record. Yeah, I would like somebody to explain it because I don't understand it. So, apparently the commissioners understand it. So if somebody, Miss Jones, and who is Miss Jones? Where's she from? I'd like to explanation of what this is.
Okay, she'll give it to you right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, my name is Carolyn Jones, and I'm an employee of the Montana Facility Finance Authority, which is a board that's administratively attached to the Montana Department of Commerce. And we were designated by the enabling legislation back in the 2021 session to be the statewide program administrator for the CPACE program, which is an acronym that stands for Commercial Property Assessed, excuse me, Commercial Property Assessed Capital Enhancements, or CPACE. And what it is it's an innovative financing program that allows private sector building owners to find ways to finance energy efficiency improvements, excuse me, water conservation improvements, or renewable energy projects. And these have to be permanently attached to their property. Rather than a traditional commercial loan where they work with a lender and they would pay maybe a monthly principal and interest loan payment back to that lender for a period of maybe 5 years or 7 years for a piece of equipment. CPACE is basically a financing system that is basically the security is an assessment lien on the property. We work to identify private sector capital providers to provide the financing to those private sector business owners. And rather than being paid back on a monthly basis to the commercial lender, these are a special assessment line item on property tax assessments. So just like a sidewalk improvement district or other RIDs or SIDs, special improvement districts. So that would typically be maybe spread out across a number of property owners. However, CPACE is just an assessment placed on an individual property owner's assessment. So that's a line item on their property assessment bill that they get in the fall. And they would make payments twice a year, once in November, once in May when those payments are due. And the life of the loan is tied to the useful life of the improvement. So if you're replacing HVAC systems or elevator, or you're doing low flow water type of systems to conserve some water, and let's say there is a useful life of that improvement for 20 years or 25 years, the loan can be spread out over that 20-year or 25-year term. Again, as opposed to a traditional commercial loan, which would be more like 7 years for equipment. On that part too. The program does require an energy audit. The building owner must do an energy audit or an energy assessment, and that basically is a requirement to have a qualified contractor come in and look at what the improvements that the property owner has identified that they want to make to the building. And they basically help us figure out the project must be cost effective. So the property owner must be able to recognize savings more than the cost of purchase and installation of the improvement over the life of the loan, because it is considered an economic development tool for property owners to have access to. So that energy assessment basically tells us if it's an existing building, what their current energy costs are, what the costs of purchase and installation of that more energy efficient system would be, and what their existing, or what their future energy costs would be with that system in order to calculate and show that there is a savings for that property owner. The legislature did put in place also a requirement for a independent third-party review of that energy assessment or energy audit. And that's just to help ensure that contractors aren't trying to sell something to a property owner and then say that you're going to be able to recognize so much in savings or use a particular piece of equipment that maybe isn't best standards within the industry or tried and true. So, and it's also just to make sure the original energy audit didn't slide a decimal point in one way or another. So it again confirms that cost-effective requirement is being met. The other piece that the legislature put in place for the program is it does require senior lender consent. So if the property does have an existing mortgage or other liens on the property, the people or lenders who hold that debt do need to be made aware of these improvements and approve the improvements to be made and that lien assessment to be placed on the property. So if for some reason a senior lender were not willing to do that and provide that approval, then the project would not move forward. As long as that senior lender is providing approval for that, then we can continue through the process of the energy assessment, the independent third-party review. And again, we then are able to refer both regional and local lenders, such as banks and credit unions here in Montana, as well as national capital providers, to provide the funding for that improvement project to the private sector property owner. I think that hits the high points of the program, that I've gotten everything there. So happy to answer any sort of additional questions anybody might have.
Hey, Blaine has one for you.
Good morning.
Okay.
Thanks. I'm right. That was excellent. Could you give some examples of renewable energy projects that are going through the program? There could
Yeah.
go through the program?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Was there?
We lost you there for a second. You still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Renewable projects, we've actually financed 3 hotels, all owned by the same property owner. They're in 2 locations. Primarily renewable energy for the purposes of our program are going to be businesses installing solar panels. So we had, again, one property owner who had 2 hotels in Butte and 1 hotel in Butte, and he saw the benefit of adding the solar panels to his roof to offset his electricity costs. Each of those projects was about just shy of $250,000 each. For the improvement value of each property, and they were going to recognize about $320,000 to $370,000 in savings over the life of those solar panels. So again, they're going to see a benefit, basically a net savings of the life of that improvement, anywhere from about $80,000 to $120,000. In addition to that, CPACE, because we don't provide any state funds or federal funds. This is truly a private sector financed transaction. It is able to be partnered with other type of economic development tools, such as community development block grant programs, or in this gentleman's case, the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Rural Development REAP program, which is a rural energy assistance program. So he was also able to apply for and receive a grant of up to 40% of his costs for that project. And so he was, in addition to that financing over that long term and generating that savings, he was also able to recognize about $90,000 of that $250,000 project as grant funding for his projects as well too. So we are able to partner the program with other types of financing solutions for the property owner, and some of those can be free funds as well too, to reduce the cost of that improvement project.
Hey, Blaine has another question for you.
I think you touched on it some, but can you talk about the financial qualifications to qualify for the program? It's not gonna be loans given to folks that are struggling, correct? It's ones that can show that they have the income coming in.
Correct. The lender, because this is a private sector transaction between basically a private property owner and a private lender, the lender involved does go through their underwriting processes. So they are going to be looking at debt service cover ratio. They're going to be looking at cash flow to make sure that the property owner is able to make those payments and meet those obligations.
Oh,
Yeah, hi Carolyn, it's Paul Kolaski. Say I just have a question, I mean, cause it says agricultural property also, is, part of your stuff for, what the loans are for, I mean. I guess, what's classified as agricultural property, are you talking about ranches and farms, or are you just talking about like little ranchettes, 20-acre houses and stuff like that?
Yeah, agricultural would be ranches and farms and ranchettes. So the concern that we get into with ranchettes is the program is able to do commercial, industrial, agricultural, multifamily, mixed use. What we are not able to do is any sort of government or public owned property, and we're not able to do any sort of single residences. So with ranchettes, a lot of that time that their property tax assessment is on a residential aspect, so they would not be able to qualify. But for typically larger farms and ranches, what we've seen in some of the other states that have also authorized PACE and used it for agricultural projects is a lot of like dairies that will put solar panels on their outbuildings. We've also been talking, and I had to reschedule a presentation to the Montana Farmers Union. And we've been talking to them and the Montana's food and ag development centers across the state and trying to figure out how we can help with, some solar, maybe some renewable energy, as well as maybe trying to help with some water conservations, maybe with some pivots. So we're open to all sorts of conversations. If anybody that does own ag property and has a project in mind, we're willing to visit with them and try to work through and see how we could get their project to be eligible for CPACE.
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I was gonna ask, we've talked about this before as well, but, if a person defaults, what's the remedy?
Yeah, so the statutory authority for the CPACE program, basically, once it's put on the property tax bill, it follows the same requirements as any sort of default or delinquency within the property tax process. So basically, the county using existing infrastructure with their tax software system would put this in place and just follow that same process if there were to be made. That being said, a lot of times, since there is a senior lender involved on these and they have given consent to the project moving forward, a lot of times, just like in any other commercial loan where they'll come in if there's some sort of back payment or delinquency going on, they'll come in and cover any sort of back taxes or insurance to help protect that collateral. They would be looking at doing the same type of process in place.
So, and most mortgages have that in there, that language already, right? That they have to approve a second lien.
Yeah, most typical finance documents like financing statement, or not financing statements, but yeah, financing agreements, promissory notes will have that standard lender language in there. And again, this is going through a private sector lender, so they're following their same credit underwriting processes like they would for a commercial loan.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. I'm completely lost with this thing. It has to do with commercial property owners. May I ask a question? This is a public hearing. Is there anybody there from the public?
Yeah, reporter.
A reporter. And because I think I brought it up to some of the, I think I brought it up to some of the commercial owners in the town of Phillipsburg, and they were kind of interested in it and in finding out more. And this is a public hearing and they're not here. I don't know if they knew about it. So going to page 3, section 6, authorized representative, but 7, enforcement, Granite County will enforce the collection. So the county is going to be involved with this, and property taxes will be affected. And so the treasurer would be involved with this also. Am I correct in doing the assessments and the taxes, property taxes?
Yes.
So Ashley Todd has been in here at several of these meetings and has looked over this thoroughly and has said that it's not going to be that much more work, that they could handle it. The county could do, it sounds like, charges for administrative work. So that's something you could look at now or down the line, but Carolyn might have a thought on that too.
Is there
So
any
this,
public
so
comment?
this is going to affect the pocketbooks of some of these
You're cut out, Elena, you're.
commercial owners.
you're
Something in the newspaper. It does, there should have been something posted in the newspaper since it does affect the business owners' pocketbooks. And that's what I'm saying.
There was a public hearing notice in the newspaper that was published twice.
And it's been it's on the agenda,
Yeah.
and it's on the website.
The
How much more
but-
can you do?
but it's not gonna affect any business owner who doesn't want to be part of the program won't be affected. Just those who apply to become to
That will go after
participate,
it.
yeah, so they're the ones that are getting the benefit from it, they're the ones that'll have to pay it back on their tax assessment. There won't be anyone else that'll be paying for it.
Thank you,
Is that-
Blaine, for the correction. I'm sorry, I didn't notice it. If you don't mind, this is public comment. And I'm addressing Blaine for giving me that information. And thank you, Blaine, and for correcting me. I didn't know it was in the newspaper, and I guess other people didn't know about it either, but it was in the paper. That's interesting. Okay, so I don't see the point of this at all, but it's only the first meeting. Thank you.
The
Go ahead, Blaine.
one thing they talked about is like the group that's with Bill McDonald bought the Stevens Hotel may be interested, so I'm not sure where they're at in that at all, but they're potential ones. Ranchers with pivots, I see that what do you think, Paul? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think if you got a longer term loan, I mean, that's basically what this is. What I understand, it's still a private loan, but it's just on longer terms than a conventional loan. And you pay it back through your personal property tax, right?
through your tax assessment, that's tax assessment on your real property, no one else's.
Yeah, Chair Adler, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just to clarify a couple things. Yeah, this is a 100% voluntary program. It's only if property owners are interested in doing these types of projects and that they are interested in pursuing this type of CPACE financing. We're happy to make sure that their project meets the eligibilities, and we're happy to partner with them with a lender that looks at doing this. And you are correct, Commissioner Kolaski, that it really is just another type of financing option available to the property owner. And the way that the enabling legislation was put in place is that, again, we have a statewide program. It is up to local jurisdictions to opt in to the program, and by opting into the program, basically is if it works for them.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to say one other thing. We know what happens with a voluntary basis, and after you volunteer, it becomes mandatory. So we know that. And with things that are happening with President Trump and the cutting of spending and these agencies, I think it will affect a number of things here in Montana. And this may be one of them.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Well,
Go ahead, Blaine.
one thing is this is a completely state program. There's no federal dollars at work, is my understanding. The one question I'd have for Carolyn is if the county didn't go along with this program, there would just losing an option, correct, on for some financing that potentially local businesses could use.
Correct. Can you
Yes.
answer that? Yeah.
That is correct. Basically, again, by the county opting into this, it just allows this tool to be used by property owners if it works for them. And if I may, I could also expand a little bit on that Stevens Hotel project that I believe, Blaine, you referred to earlier. I have been in contact with both the developer as well as the an organization that is looking at providing the financing for that. And my understanding is that there is someone there locally involved in purchasing that old Stevens Hotel there in Phillipsburg that looks at basically renovating it back into a going concern. And they are looking at CPACE as a part of the financing stack. The reason they haven't been moving forward or doing a lot of action or activity other than checking in with me every once in a while to see where Granite County is unless and until Granite County opts into this program, it's really not a viable option for them to even explore. So they're just waiting for this process to work through of a public hearing and an adoption process if the county so chooses. And then they'll start moving forward with looking at that as part of their capital stack moving forward if Granite County chooses to adopt this.
Go ahead, Blaine.
And there's actually a lender that's looking at it and would potentially be this part of the PACE program.
Correct. Correct. I've been talking to a developer as well as a capital provider, and they've been having conversations about this project and reached out to us last fall, I think late last fall, to see if Granite County would be interested in pursuing opting into the program so that it would be a viable option for them to look at.
Thanks.
Any other public comment on the public hearing?
And do you want to ask Todd to come in? But she was clear that she's for the program. She's talked to other treasurers, other counties where they have the program in place and
I
they
don't
really
think,
like it.
I don't think we need to have her come in because she's pretty much, she's not here. So she's not here today anyway. But yeah,
She talked to us about it the last couple times.
on this first one, it's just, where it just has a public hearing and a public comment. What made a decision to move ahead with the first reading? Is that what? Is
Yeah,
that
so that's what this is, the first reading on it.
well, they got it broke up and then it goes to like the.
Oh, sorry.
Just wanna make sure I ain't.
Yeah, let me clarify that.
Sorry.
You can take all the public comment and then you can actually make a decision today and then the first reading is on for next agenda item. So, yeah.
Wait a few minutes in case there's any other public comment from the other public. Did you get a proxy? That's what I thought I forgot to ask. Other public comment on a public hearing on CPACE program. Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. I noticed that on the agenda, it was the hearing from 10 o'clock on the program. The resolution is at 10:45, and I saw the resolution online. But are there any documents, Ms. Jones, regarding what you discussed, that you presented? informationalized that will be uploaded so the public can see it?
Should be stuff on there from old
Yeah.
Yep.
meetings.
Yes,
Would you like me to respond to that?
yeah, go ahead, Carolyn.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, thanks for the question. I don't have the date right in my mind, but I believe it was in January when, I attended one of the commissioners' meetings in person and presented, a PowerPoint presentation on the CPACE program at that time. And I believe that is actually out on Granite County's website, a copy of that presentation from that meeting. I'm just trying to look at the documents on file because I believe I saw Miranda posted that. So I have provided a PowerPoint presentation during an earlier meeting, and I believe that is available online through Granite County.
Thank you, because it should have been available here for the public hearing rather than us looking for where it was. But thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn.
You're welcome. Happy to help.
Any other public comment on this? So can we move ahead to the next part of it, Wayne, or do you think we should wait?
Generally, I'd say it's flexible with you, but I'd say probably on the first reading, I'd
Wait, okay.
Yeah, there might be people that are just gonna be on for that.
Sounds good, I just didn't wanna make sure I wasn't jumping over here.
Next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Fancy, yeah. That's so that too much, no, I'll break it.
We do have somebody in here now from the public, it's Jackie Bolster. But I don't think she's here for this part, this C-phase. What? So, she wants to know who's all here, I'm just saying, will you not deal with this, here for something else?
Would you like to get public comment on CPACE?
Sit up front here.
Would you please set the baseball bat down? Got another 15 minutes on just a public hearing and then we go into the next part and it's. Well, we'll get to you.
I read through that this morning and I don't understand it.
They going.
Good. Oh, good. Been out vaccinating people already this morning and
Where the road's still kind of slick coming
they
up.
look like, yeah, they could have been worse.
No, this morning I was coming, I wasn't paying attention. Well, it was,
Dan said they were awful going to, Butte this morning.
we got a lot of rain last night. Then that wind come up. It was-
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got all of our rain before midnight.
Yeah.
What really came down, yes, what Jen was telling.
Were you sleeping or something?
Yes, I was. I went to bed at 8. Two. Yeah.
He's getting a lot of sleep, he says.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just, I don't know when I'm gonna get it, what time of the day.
Take it while you can, right?
Right. Yeah, we're in that. Don't want to let me log in.
I'll have to call them. What does it say? They don't trust you?
The wrong username.
What?
Or the wrong password.
We need to, a side note, track down that Josh who used to work for DIS and see if he come to work for the county.
No.
He contracted directly with him.
I emailed DIS
He's
and
good.
stuff, and I never hear back from them, I just figure out.
That's a, yeah, so
It's that box 32, right?
But, yeah, Josh was, I mean, he's excellent, but he got lured away, hired to a different company and,
cause he's on some of that cyber stuff, is he part of that protection stuff too?
Well, they're supposed to be contracted on that.
yeah, well, Josh no longer works with DIS.
No, not under user.
But just having an employee and paying them with the employee with the contract.
Need to look into that.
Yeah.
I was using the top numbers.
Or independent.
Well. That sign at the end too, so.
Your,
Email thing.
mhm.
I've never had to log into that, it's like logging.
It just opens for you?
Yeah.
Okay, it should.
I can all.
Okay. Hmm.
Oh, it's all right.
I'll call.
Public comment on this public hearing. That's the stuff from that first meeting that, yeah, it was on the what,
I'll email it to her.
I just wanna make sure that we can note it, that it is on the website. Yeah, I don't need it.
The home state, west and eastbound, they're both shut down. Home state.
So it's so slick, they want.
The wreck up on top this morning.
Is that my jack?
Then some box truck drove into him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oops.
So,
Anything down by the river? Whatever mile marker that is. By the Elephant
No.
Rock? Oh, yeah,
Homestay.
Yeah,
I wonder if there's anything down,
No, 143.
yeah, 143 down that line.
probably was slick.
Especially that warm water, there's not
Yeah,
that moisture
froze this
flowing
morning.
across.
Yeah.
That north slope that never sees any sun.
I'll tell you.
You on it?
Do we hear back from them on them speed signs? I see they got them in front of the Seven Gables.
No, as far as the speed study, we've heard back from.
We sent those off last week.
Yeah.
Well, not big regarding the interstate though.
Oh, down by
Oh,
Bearmount?
Is that what you're talking
Not
about?
just them signs that we're talking about, but like.
The ones at Hall, we haven't heard
I
back.
just
Yeah.
gonna bring it up, they got a set of them right in front of the Seven Gables,
Oh, do they? Oh.
There's one in
They're in
Hallville.
Anaconda County.
one in Hallville.
huh?
That's Anaconda. That's
I'm
George
just
County.
saying though,
Yeah.
they do have some up there that we were trying
Yeah.
to say where they got them and that's why we're trying to get them set up.
Hall would be busier than,
Yeah.
that road.
That's stuff from Gavin Gonzalez.
Gonna give. See, you on the moon.
For the ones that are over in Deer Lodge, when you drive into town, Gavin sent me the stuff.
Oh. I'll get that from you.
I sent it to Miss Billy once upon a time. Also,
What was it?
it was information on where to purchase those speed signs,
Oh.
like in Deer Lodge, like they're solar operated.
Yeah,
And-
oh, yeah, I know we looked at them, but these are, yeah, we're trying to see if the Montana Department of Transportation will put them up in Hall. We're just sending them, Chuck Johnson come in with a petition and everything, I just saying that you're seeing them more and more around. They seem to work.
We need some in Drummond. People come flying through there like.
Main Street there?
There's a little red sports car this Sunday coming, oh, fuck. He had the convertible down, and he was just, wow. All right, Linda.
I'm just turning
How's it going?
Thank you.
You're welcome down.
I'm leaving. That's the day for me.
Do I need to sign any of them for you, Miranda?
Every one of them.
We'll start. We're sitting. I better do it before I take.
Who won last night? Who was the girls playing?
Man, Christian girls.
Really?
This, it was earlier on, it was a 10-point game. I think Lincoln had, like, their best player was maybe 6, they said.
Oh.
Blue Bug. But then Two Eagle beat Twin Bridges.
Girls?
The
Oh,
Two Eagle
boy.
boys beat Twin
Yeah.
Bridges boys. So, yeah,
So how that goes? Be a 1 seed playing 2 Eagle then, huh?
so they'll play, Man. Yeah, true. Or St. Regis,
Or St. Regis, yeah. Either one.
probably Man Christian boys.
Oh, you know if they're having services for Gus.
I just seen something yesterday, something went out for,
I'll just text.
yes, I'm not sure, I'm sure they will, I don't know when. Yeah, I just saw that last night. There was something for those seats or something, the school sent out a text message.
When I was Drummond, when I went to the game the other night, went to them and I was annoying, so I just sent money over there.
Let's see.
That's,
Said, so
yeah, sad deal.
there's a big sale fundraiser, that's all I got.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday, February 27th. And all the proceeds of that will go to the family.
What time is that? Over during school.
It doesn't say
Lunch hour or something?
contact Oral Miller for more information.
What's that on?
Gus Fitz, that's the way. He's a kid in the Phillipsburg school.
Let's go.
Christensen.
Yeah.
Joel
So
Christensen,
Christensen,
that's
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
During lunch hours, so I'm assuming.
Huh.
Oh, you say what are,
I don't know what that means. When we put in-
oh, very much out.
Very much.
Well, it's in there, but you can sign the original. You can pay me twice.
Yeah, let's double it up.
You're worth it. She rolled that aluminum mat over there and
What's it gonna cost me to replace me? This is like.
Well, we got 5 more minutes.
Well, you're not replaceable, so that's not an option.
Ah, boys.
They got a new, give me a heads up, they got a new project manager, TCS, whatever, and probably next week or something, they'll come look at them windows, start measuring.
Yeah,
A bid person.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, Ryan had told me that. Mike, we're not replacing them in the middle of winter anyhow, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I just see where some of that water, where it, like you said, coming down that cement or bricks again, and garage doors too.
Are you gonna come assist me this afternoon when you're done?
Unload that, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yes.
Later.
The owl's looking at you, you know that, don't ya?
I'm not saying nothing.
The owl's sleeping, it's not moving right now. Just perched, which is fine.
Sometimes it moves when you don't know it's
I
moving.
know.
I know, I want
Likes to go rogue.
It's like to go road. I can.
Seems to be working pretty good.
Yeah.
When I was at home, I saw that there was a camera who was talking.
Mhm.
I don't know if, it, you know, like where they were cutting in and out there the last, it's, I think it's more on that end than it is here, cause I've asked people and they said, they can hear pretty good.
Good.
We were cutting out last week too.
Well, yeah, a couple times last week, for some of the people that called in, but I think.
Oh, I
it's
never heard it on my end.
Yeah.
Oh,
When I was
good.
on the computer.
Yeah, it could have been maybe our internet, I'm not sure, or theirs.
Alright, good job.
Thank you. Well, we're stuck with
We're getting there.
Slowly but surely.
it.
Did Loyola beat Lawrence? I figured it'd be
Assume
halfway
so.
good game, but Loyola's oofed up.
Is it actually in the regular season or the tournament, right?
It's, then now they've only lost once, Dylan beat them or something by that big guy for Loyola missed a dunk and they got
Oh.
a technical.
Well, Dylan's A anyway, so yeah, but shows you how good
Loyola age, or they be?
B.
they B, yeah. So they're number one in B.
6'3".
Yeah, I kinda quit watching basketball after we lost out on Wednesday.
Oh, 7 days ago, Florence beat Loyola 68-62.
Really?
Let's
Florence
see if
beat-
that's, this, I wanna make sure this is 2025. But it does say 7 days ago. Yeah. Florence won.
Wow. It's a big upset.
Dillon's good. I mean, they beat, cause Frenchtown is very good. Dillon beat them by 20, isn't it?
No.
We've got a minute left, it's still on the public hearing. Is there any public comment on the C-PACE program? Just to note that Commissioner Klosky has Commissioner McClure's proxy. So I guess we'll go ahead with the where it's saying that it's a discussion decision. Decision would be just to move on now to the first reading, which is next.
Move, it could be, yeah, prove it, move forward with the, resolution process, or they just, or just move forward with the resolution process if you don't wanna hold off on your decision, but you're ready to make a decision today. So yeah, your motion could be decision on CPACE program and moving forward with the resolution.
Okay, my motion with the C-phase resolution and we're moving forward with the resolution.
Or approve the CPACE program for Granite County and go forward with the resolution.
Okay,
Do I have a second?
yep.
Any public comment on this? being,
So the second was for Blanche.
Blanche.
Blanche, okay.
Yeah. Commissioner.
sorry,
Blanche.
no public all in favor?
Aye.
And Blanche has an aye, and I oppose. Motion has been carried and passed by 2-1. So now we're going to that's it then, right?
Yeah, have the first reading on the resolution.
Yeah.
No, that's next.
I get goofed up on that.
No, I said.
Thanks, Blaine. So now, going to it's just a first reading and discussion, there's no motion on the first reading and that,
Yeah, so,
be back on next week.
like usually you can waive the reading unless you want it read, but, it's just consistent with creating the program that was just discussed.
Just wanna thank you, Carolyn.
She's still there. She might.
Yeah, happy to be a resource.
Happy
Thanks.
2 week, yeah, thank you.
Alright, thanks, Caroline.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too, appreciate it. So do we sign this one then?
Well, yeah, just the first reading today, so if that looks acceptable to you.
I was pretty much the way she explained. I
It's
think
the model resolution they had that I just corrected a few,
so this would be,
clarified a few things.
this would be the one you'd make a motion on signing today.
No, next week,
Yeah, thank Blanche, right,
yeah.
on her copy to look at, okay? Yeah, better
The
corrections.
The only thing that potentially could be changed if you want now is adding the administrative fees, but if you wanna
Oh,
wait, then you can add that on later on.
Well, like I asked her, she was saying she didn't think there's gonna be this now, but it seems like when you get into, I don't know, I think it's gonna be more than what people think.
So I'd say then wait and see how it is for a year, or, and then, yeah.
motion to that.
No, I think if the resolution as is looks acceptable to you,
That's fine to me.
then,
You think it's all right?
Yeah, went right through it.
And I know Blanche has been on this and going over it pretty hard, so. I think
Yeah.
If there was something, she would email her on a chain. I'm not speaking for her, but just saying.
yeah, she hasn't, had any concerns, I think, brought up.
There ain't public comment on this? Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. So if I'm keeping up with this, 1045 is the resolution establishing CPACE. And this is the first reading and discussion. So it will be on the agenda again for next week, correct?
Correct.
It will be.
Yes.
And fine. And
Yes.
and Commissioner McClure is by proxy. Am I correct on that one?
Correct. Today.
That's interesting also. Really interesting.
They're
Thank
from
you.
here. We have the letter here giving the proxy to Commissioner Kolowski, so it's fine.
Yeah, so as long as two commissioners are fine with the use of proxy, then it can be done.
Yeah, I have no problem, cause there's times when people out here and we've done it before and it's
Yeah.
fine. Not gonna argue over it, I mean. Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Just point of clarification. So Commissioner Pulaski has a letter from Commissioner McClure. I'd like to see that also as one of the documents, please.
Okay, that's fine,
Fine.
we'll get it. We'll put it on there.
Uploaded to the website. Thank you. Along with everything else there should have been.
She does put everything else
Well,
on it.
I don't know that that needs on the website, it can be sent to people upon request, but, yeah,
It's kind of like you're not taking my word, like I'm just saying that.
there's a text
It's-
message here from Blanche that gives them proxy.
Excuse
Right.
me, it's not that we don't take your word, it's things get lost. In other words, the first meeting when this was presented with all the information was in January. Okay, we had to go find that. Everything should have been together
Thank you.
for this meeting, for this public hearing. All over. Oh, you're very welcome. See, all this is being recorded also. Thank you.
Fine.
Bert next.
First. Got first and they haven't.
Send it to me.
Text is from yesterday.
Want to get a screenshot it, send it to
Yeah,
Amanda?
yeah. It has her name.
Yep. You want it to, Glenn, or just write it down?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. Yesterday, you mean, where she sent it to?
Mhm.
I have 7 minutes left on the first reading of and discussion on the C page. Ask you on that where they say to enter the password for exchange account for county email. You know anything about that? I keep getting that. I asked Verizon Sunday. And I need to see how to get that off, so, cause that's what's blocked me up, I can't.
That,
get
I
my
think
email.
DIS will need to help you.
Okay.
That's your county
And
password.
I'm calling them after this, if you
Okay.
have a second.
I just,
Yeah.
Okay,
All our computers are.
right, yeah, that's what I keep getting, remember last year, and then it started working, and now it's gone back, so I can't get,
Do you recall your password or not?
huh?
Do you recall your password at all or?
We can have them change it.
Okay.
And I'll write it down.
What, you can remember?
I bet you I do.
That he will remember.
All right, that's fine, well, it's all good.
Is there any,
We got mine over there still. But I made it, not even a week,
Just
I
back
lost
here.
a piece of paper. I'm
Yeah.
like, where is it?
I see Jeremiah's come on for the first meeting.
He's struggling, so.
Somebody must have woke him up a little early today.
And he did respond,
They
and said he could meet with you guys in April or May, so.
Okay.
Yep,
Nice.
I can come over and chat about things whenever.
Okay. I didn't know you could hear me.
Oh, yes, you did.
You know I'm gonna say it anyway.
I know, exactly.
We got a couple more minutes, then we'll move in and start talking about that. Yeah, if you can come over when it gets nicer, we can look at them bridges and that, then we can have a field trip and have Superintendent Paul out and go with us and just kind of get heads up and see what we can or maybe do.
Yep, I'll, before then, or once we get things scheduled when the weather breaks, I'll take a look at our past, bridge evaluation that we had done on kind of the last MSTEP cycle we submitted on, and just look at where priorities are, update the MDT inspection lists, and then we can kind of get a handle on those again and take a look at things.
Yeah, I think we just need to look at the top level ones and not go to every one. There was like 3 of them. We'll get together too on that.
Yep. Yeah, I can pull the MDT inspection reports from those ones, and then we can kind of decide what we want to do.
Thanks,
And I'll
Jeremiah.
actually grab those. Yeah, I'll grab those early because MDT has some this last legislative cycle had, they call it SB 536 funds, and there's various pools of money that MDT has for bridge repair rehabilitation. So there might be some option there to make a request to MDT for some funding as well. So we can pull those out and see if there's something there.
Yeah, they were supposed to get back. I got on that one that they're having committee, but I haven't heard back from them.
Yeah, they have. They've got pools of fund. I just got some money from Madison County to do a superstructure replacement, old timber bridge with a new steel structure. And it was under this rapid repair funds is where we got the money from, but they got 200,000 to put a new steel modular bridge in place on the old foundation. So there's some options there. Might be able to work with a couple of those bridges. We'll see.
Okay, well, thanks, man.
Yep.
Well, we got about 2 minutes left, then we can move ahead. Any comments?
I'm gonna go upstairs, if you need me for this, let me know.
I think you should stay here. Alrighty, well, we'll go ahead and move ahead, and that second meeting will be next week. Alright. Thank you, everybody. So now we're just waiting for everybody to get on for the first quarterly call. Discussions, no decision today, just discussion on first quarter. Jeremiah's on, Jackie Bolster's here.
Is Corinne coming on?
Who?
You should be.
Corinne?
I'm not sure who's all getting on. I thought Kareem's supposed to be on. And I don't know if his boss and then that other guy's gonna be on. Yeah. 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 Sheriff Dunkerson's here for this first quarterly call. Hey, how's it going? Good, how are you? It's going good. Still prisoner bills. Well, my bills.
You want?
No.
Yeah, just sign them anyways, probably.
Sometimes it's folks from the pre-existing conditions, I think the county's gonna pay for them. Don't work that way.
How's everything else going?
Not bad, good. No, it's
Did
going
you,
okay.
I know, but you put in for that in the pickup, right?
Yeah,
Have you
hopefully,
heard anything?
I think we're nearing the end of getting one new one anyway, but I'm trying to get two.
What do you do with that car? What do we
Did
do?
we get any bids on it?
No, I meant to get hold of you, nothing, so.
Well, I sent it out statewide too, I was thinking maybe there's a little PD or something. Nothing.
Yeah, we never.
It's just taking up a space in the garage right now, I might move it down to the fire hall or something.
Yeah, up to the ambulance place there.
Well, and maybe, you know, if nobody's gonna bid on it, I think maybe if the fire department, if you got it for nothing and you had to put $4,000 in it, it might be worth doing then, I don't know. I don't even know.
I guess they kind of mentioned to the agencies that and just to get it the hell out of here.
Okay, I can do
I see, Kareem's on. Was there anything
Yes.
else? Anybody else gonna join us on this FERC quarterly?
Good morning. No, I don't think so. Doug is at a conference today, and Katie, my branch chief, is busy doing other stuff at the moment. So just be me today.
Oh, go ahead and get
It'll
it
be
started.
sure. Yeah, sure. Well, first, good morning. Thanks again for willing to do these quarterly calls with us. It's greatly appreciated. It gives us an opportunity to have a kind of set point to kind of go over some stuff if we need to. At the moment, we're getting ready for the inspection season. So one of my things is just trying to plan that out a little bit in advance. I think I'm going to target, let's see, for y'all. It's either going to be, I'm thinking sometime in June, I think. So I'm just looking at my calendar really quickly to make sure I get the date that I wanted to get. And where are we? Actually, no. I was looking at August this year. So we've got a little bit of planning in it. So it's going to be a little ways out. Mid-August is what I'm kind of shooting for this year's dam safety inspection. I'm going to try and wrap that in with some other inspections I'm going to be doing in the area at the same time. Once we get a little more solid ground on our end here in terms of what the dates are going to look like, I'll definitely reach out to the commissioners, throw it out there, some proposed dates to make sure that everybody's on board for when that will happen. But right now, we're looking about August timeframe. Okay. There was a couple letters that came out recently. We're trying to clear out a lot of the backlog of some of the things that have been submitted over the last couple of years. So we're working really hard to do that. So I know there's been a number of letters in the last 2 months or so. If you have any questions about anything that's been issued out from the commission, I do encourage you to reach out to me for any questions that I can try to answer. If there's any follow-up items or things that we need to discuss, I'm happy to do that. Whether that be in this quarterly conversation or some other impromptu conversations, I'm always open to do that. So a lot of different things a lot of correspondence have been going out for various licensees, and we just want to make sure that re-emphasize that if there is something that you have a question about, you want to just discuss, the regional engineer is open to that, and well, I am also. So just don't hesitate to shoot me a message, schedule a call, and we can discuss any items that we need to.
Okay.
The other item, I guess the other last item I had is, our last big conversation was about the CA that's on upcoming for the Granite County. It's, again, this is something we've been talking about. I've been kind of mentioning for a little while here. Just wanted to see if you had any follow-up questions after that initial call that we had. There's a lot of information that was provided and discussed verbally, but if there's if you had anything follow up since then, I'm happy to try to answer any questions that you have. point you in a direction if I can. Any follow-up at the
Hey,
moment?
Kareem, this is Jeremiah. The only question I had is obviously Granite County is going to need to hire a qualified consultant to do that work. We're going to craft up a request for proposals to solicit a consultant for that. Is that something that you guys could provide input on the RFP just before us going out, or once we select a consultant, would you just review their qualifications prior to us moving forward with them?
Hey Jeremiah, so there's two questions in there. The first question, in terms of the RFP, I'll ask the regional engineer to get Doug's opinion if he was willing to make a comment on it. It may not be we don't normally do that. Is what I'm kind of getting at, but I'll talk to him and see what he says. If there's something along the lines, if you want to do it informally, like an informal conversation, that might work instead of a formal submittal. But I'll talk to Doug and see where that goes. In terms of the qualifications, yes, so once the county goes out and selects does their selection process for a consultant, we will need to review their qualifications before they do any activities related to the Part 12.
Okay, yeah, and we can just have an informal conversation with Doug. I just want to make sure that we don't have iterations, because I know we had to submit the qualifications for them and get approval. So I don't want to select somebody and then them not have the qualification and have to go back out for selection again. So I think we can kind of circumvent that if we just get some discussion up front.
I will take I'll take the official stance and say everything you need to know is in the guidelines, which is but there are if there is something that you're not sure about, we can always kind of have a side conversation. We wouldn't say yay or nay unless it's officially submitted, but if you were curious in terms of if this number of years of experience without giving out the person's name is relevant, we could then comment on that, because it is pretty explicit in the guidelines. Chapter 16, I believe, is where it details all that, the official FERC guidelines. So we'd be happy to have a side conversation. We wouldn't be able to say yes or no per se, but if you want a little more guidance, we're happy to do that.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Anything else?
That's it for me. We've got a couple more items that are on my plate for review. I think I'm reviewing the EAP status report. You should get a response from that in the next 3 to 4 weeks, if not sooner. I believe everything else we've addressed and commented on. Again, if there's anything that we've issued letters out on recently that the commissioners have a question about, please do reach out, let us know.
Okay.
Any questions? Any other questions for me? Open items you need to discuss leading up into the inspection season?
I don't really have nothing right now. Do you have anything? I'm not putting you on the spot, Jackie. Do you have any questions on?
Are we gonna discuss the public safety plan?
I would go through the public safety plan. Kareem?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. Can you repeat that, please?
The public safety plan?
Okay.
So.
Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead, Kareem.
No, I'm kind of, you caught me thinking on my feet a little bit there. I'm trying to think about what we talked about in the public safety plan. I know we had a conversation, I believe we had a brief conversation during last year's dam safety inspection about the public safety plan. I don't remember the last date of the submittal of the Granite County's PSP. I'll have to go back and take a look. But is that Jackie who's talking?
Yeah.
Yes. So Corinne, the one I
Okay.
have in my hand, it says December 2011. And when we did the inspection up there, we discussed, you know, some of those signs were faded. I guess my question
Yep.
is, are there regulations on the size that those signs should be when they're at the dam? Because in this plan that I have in my hand, it is very specific on these, like, have to be 2 feet by 4 feet and the verbiage on there. Is that still a correct statement, or?
So, if I'm not mistaken, I believe there was some guidance issued out or posted on the FERC website about public safety signage. I haven't seen it in a while, and I haven't looked for it in a while. I'll have to look for it. So Jackie, I can always get back to you about it, and point you to the right direction. Point you to the document that I'm thinking of, and once I locate it, I have to dig a little bit. But I believe there was a little bit of guidance about the size of signage and the text, like text size, overall general size of everything. I'll have to look for it and see if I can find it. If I can, I'll email the commissioners and CC Jeremiah, so you guys are all kind of on the same page. But the PSP does need to be reviewed and updated every 10 years. So I'll go back and look at when the last one was on my end and put that in writing. Put it in an email back to everybody.
One that was supposed to be submitted by April 1. That's what my concerns are too.
Okay. Yeah. So April 1st of this year, 2025. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeremiah, or Corinne, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I'll double check and see if that guidance still applies. It may or may not. I'll have to double check, but I haven't seen that document in a while. I remember there was one a while ago, and I just haven't seen it in a while. So I'll take a look. Anything else? Anybody else? Any other questions while you got me? Things that I can answer?
Just kind of all looking at each other, trying to remember what some of the stuff we wrote. I think right now it's just kind of not really.
Okay. All right. That's perfectly fine. And as always, I am here available to answer questions as best as I can. Regional engineer also, Doug, is available to answer questions. As a reminder, Doug is getting close to retirement. But while he's here, he's happy to answer questions as much as we can. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're gonna have another call in another 3 months or so. We'll have definitely more things to talk about as we get closer to the actual inspection. Again, reach out if you got any questions or anything.
Sounds good. Anything else from
All right.
any comment on this?
Nothing from me, commissioners.
Righty, well, there's no public comment or nothing. Yes, that's about it. Thank you.
All right. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and look forward to seeing you a little later in the year.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Jeremiah.
Yep. Take care. Bye.
The public safety plan, why doesn't that go hand in hand with the review of the 5 years? The emergency action plan that we do?
But this, I don't know, tell me.
That doesn't make any sense.
Should be just one plan, I thought. Let
The
them
emergency
know.
action plan is the public safety plan.
But this is a separate one for FERC.
We'll give them the emergency action plan and tell them.
Yes.
Cause some of them don't meet the standards.
Right.
Because it's not every 10 years, that was my understanding. It's
Yes, we-
supposed to be.
The emergency ones every year, that they review it and do it.
Emergency action plan.
We're, well,
Every
so we're to review the emergency action plan with the LEPC once a year as a summary report.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But we don't do the actual drill, but once every 5 years.
5, yeah,
We'll let you know when that's coming up. That's a good meeting.
that's
That-
13th of May, March,
March or May?
March.
It's a good meeting.
It's a quarterly meeting.
That LEPC, just
Yeah,
all
we
the
get some
people that
stuff
show
done.
up, it's pretty good. I
I don't know, the day you're leaving.
Yeah,
That's what do I have going on?
So you gotta.
Or I
Public
think-
safety plan. Can I have this copy, or would you just email it to him?
You can have that.
We'll just. email
I have some notes in it.
No, email. If you want me to look at it. I think it'd be a good idea.
Where's the meeting?
Probably that bunch of
It's
stuff.
upstairs in the courtroom, 1 o'clock.
Cutting into my nap time. Been up all night cabin.
Now you sound like Jeremiah.
This is the judge's oath. We're scared of hot still.
I give him hell.
Oh, it might be something else. If not, we probably blow a pot from across the road.
Right? Well, actually, we
Mattresses
just have
are
it
kind
over
of
there,
thin,
3
but-
pounds. I emailed that Crystal with that question that you just asked me. Wait, let's see if
You
she.
got any stuff coming up, these guys gonna have to do the jail stuff?
You know, I was talking to Nick, Walden yesterday about, he said he's gonna seal that building, the brick on it. And I,
Oh, the carriage house?
yeah, and the brick on the jail, if you go look at it, it's soft, it needs sealed really bad, and I don't know that it's ever been even done.
I don't think, not my time.
The windows and the seal on the brick need to be done. The last bid I think I got on the windows was the guy wanted $13,000 to paint the whole trim. But the wood's exposed on some of the lower windows and we're gonna lose them if we don't.
Yeah,
I've been saying that for a few years.
I think you guys really need to start looking at, it, especially with the budget coming up, but just yeah, I mean. if
You guys
we
want me to
keep-
shoot you an email of
Yeah,
the windows need done for sure. And then I think it'd be a really good idea. He was saying, according to Nick, and he's a pretty good hand on that stuff. You can do it about once every 10 years.
I think
And
the
it
guy
keeps the
better.
water from getting into the brick. I think it'd be, I don't know what it costs to do that, but,
Well, it's gonna be cheaper than replacing the brick.
well, we've had to do a bunch of that in the past too.
Replace the walls or section.
Well, different bricks that
Chunks.
deteriorate, fall out, and they just crumble. If you go look, there's, a lot of it has been
Dig your way
fixed.
out with a plastic spoon.
About how soft it is. Yeah, and if you let that go, you know how it goes.
Yeah, I'd shoot an email so we start looking, maybe get some pricing on it, Scott, if you reach out to Nick and that, just to get
I
something.
didn't ask him if he'd be interested in giving a bid, but I could sure ask.
And then on these guys that are giving bids, I think we should try to figure out how it don't come out of public in case we have to turn around and bid them out, cause it's not fair that that guy just gave a bid. See what I'm saying? You know, that's what happened to us on that.
On the roof, right?
What are you saying now? Put it out to everyone?
Well, no, just bring it in what he's saying, so we have kind of an idea,
Oh,
and then
gotcha.
keep his bid. What he's telling us, so we have an idea what it's gonna cost the county, but don't put it out to the public, cause then everybody else can use his bid if we had it.
Right. Yeah, he'd have a
I
pretty
guess
good
that's a
idea.
question.
I don't know what the square footage on that
Yeah.
building down there is probably gonna work in the jail, maybe not. He'd have an idea what it could cost.
I just think we need to do something like that where they're just, it's not really a bid, just give them a proposal, but keep his bid
It
closed.
would just be like an estimate, like
Yeah.
especially in the ballpark, so it'd be kind of like an engineer's estimate for people to use for their bids.
The other, if you go over there, I can show you, you guys did a good stroke of business by putting a roof on it and the rain gutters are keeping the water away from the building. So it's preventing a lot of that stuff, but there's ice buildup on that back, on the north side of the building and it's leaking into the drywall over. I don't know what to do about it. The only option I can see, and I really don't want to put a heat tape up there on those, that shake roof. Cause if that were to short out, it's gonna catch fire.
How bad the shakes?
They were replaced 5 years ago. But it looked like a rush job to me. I don't know. It doesn't leak unless that ice builds up on that north side. Those are some things that need to be done. I think that sealer on the brick would be a good stroke of business to get done.
Yeah, drop the nick and then we'll just go from there. I think. You all right with that, Paul?
Yeah. I love, the building's really cool building. It's not much fun to operate a jail in there with today's standards, but we're managing to operate it with today's standards with some exceptions, I guess. It's challenging, so.
You, me.
Yeah, just look at the jail, the admin rules and to give you a migraine headache. Is that, Southwest Task Force in
Wait a minute, yes, here's a couple of them. I guess we could.
just move on.
We're about 20 minutes ahead. I don't see why we can't move ahead with it. Where you
Discuss it amongst
sit
each
here.
other a little bit first. Or-
I don't see why we can't move ahead with it being that you're right here. In case you get a call or something, we, let's just go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and move ahead with the Southwest Montana Drug Task Force Interagency of Understanding Review and Sign, and the sheriff is sitting here right now, so this way he can kind of give us an update and we have him in person in case he gets a call or something, so go ahead, Scott.
So what you're signing, if you choose to sign it, I would encourage you to do that today, is the Southwest Montana Drug Task Force MOU, which basically there's probably about 7 participating agencies in the Southwest Drug Task Force. And Granite County always has traditionally been one of them. What that does is give us cohesion with our neighboring agencies and partners to do multi-jurisdictional arrest and undercover drug operations on illegal drugs. And it's $4,000 a year for the county to participate in that agency. And I just talked to the agent in charge this morning. We talked pretty regularly. You're not gonna see the fruits of the labor from this contract. The reason you don't is, I'll just if you read about some of the bigger drug busts that happened in Butte, a lot of fentanyl and meth. Well, some of that stuff is definitely trickling into Granite County, different spots, and they help curb the supply there, and it's definitely well worth, without saying too much more, it's worth the county participating in that.
Well, on that note, what you're talking about is, I guess I just entertain a motion to go ahead and accept this. The Southwest Montana Drug Task Force.
I'll motion to accept the Southwest Drug Force Task Force.
I'll second it. Any public comment on this? Being none, all in favor? Aye. I guess you would sign right here, Scott.
Okay, you already signed it?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because I need to send that back.
And then who signs this?
You.
Them, huh?
You do.
No, I thought I do.
Waiver. That's a waiver for, any, 0.5.
0.5. Not later.
Any like forfeitures they seize and stuff goes back into the task force. The county doesn't necessarily get those, so.
This is just where a lot of information can be shared, right?
Yeah,
Between
our
you
role in
guys.
participating in this agency, we don't have enough personnel to provide a deputy. It's deputy sheriffs that are doing these undercover operations. We provide as much intel and information on different people to this task force.
Be thankful.
All right, sweet. Miranda, you need a copy of that, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it a copy and bring it back.
Okay.
Thanks.
Does that need to be filed over there or? With,
Somewhere,
Right, yeah, I just get the copy and everything.
okay.
yeah.
Alrighty, so we went ahead and did that. Sign this. Yeah. Did you have anything on that side? The next one's just a resolution number 2025-07, a Granite County resolution that adopting a new hazard mitigation plan and, you know, first reading. You have anything on that?
Well, that I noticed today, it says our LEPC meets monthly, which we don't.
And that's
We meet
quarter.
quarterly. So I'm emailing Crystal
Oh,
to see if we have to make any changes on that.
be on next week for the second reading and signing. Cause today's just a discussion. Public comment on that. Go ahead, Elena. I read that resolution.
Thank you. When you asked for public comment, were you talking about the drug task force or the
Yeah.
next? Oh, on that? Okay.
Yes, the drug task force, cause the sheriff was sitting here and he's in getting it signed. We went ahead and signed it on his, saying that it's a good deal and helps him out.
Okay, so he's gone, but we're waiting for the 1151, right?
Yep, and we're just reading it over and Jackie Bolster was sitting here making sure stuff is, cause they're saying monthly and we do it quarterly, so we're looking at that right now and then. We're just reading, it's just the first reading, it'll be back on the agenda for second reading and decision next week, Elena.
Okay, thank you, because I just looked at it real quickly and I can see some errors on it. So thank you. I didn't have time to read it either. We got it late. Thank you.
Eddie, being on that note, I guess we can adjourn.
Got the motion there?
Yeah, I'm
Motion to adjourn.
second. All in favor. Yeah.